Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial, and in this YouTube video I will be covering some important MCQ question on English literature for the upcoming Presidency University Master's Degree Entrance Test exam. I will be covering here some important MCQ question on English literature. It's a kind of mock test series. Okay, I will be covering here base 30 MCQ question along with explanation. This is probably the 8th part. Okay, in the previous video, I had discussed more than 300 MCQ questions. Please visit the playlist, that is PUMDET English Literature Mock Test, and in that playlist you will get all the videos that I had recently uploaded. So I request all of you to visit the playlist. Before starting the session, this is my humble request to all of you. Please make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification and to stay updated as well. So here is the first question on your screen. The first question is that the influential critical journal edited by T.S. Eliot. The influential critical journal edited by T.S. Eliot, the literary review, the criterion, the literary critic, the quarterly review. So the influential critical journal edited by T.S. Eliot is actually the criterion. So P is the right answer. Moving here to question number 2 here. The preface to the Wretched of Earth, 1960, it is published in 1961, was written by, the preface was written by whom? The preface to the Wretched of Earth here was written by Albert Camus, Franz Fanon, L. Mozart, Jean-Paul Sartre. So the preface to the Wretched of Earth, that was published in 1961, was written by Jean-Paul Sartre, and he actually rejected Nobel Prize, and he even said that I do not want to be institutionalized. Okay, I do not want to be institutionalized. So Jean-Paul Sartre had actually has written the preface to the Wretched of Earth. Next question. The Stonewall Riot in 1969 marks the birth of the dash movement: civil rights movement, gay liberation, women's rights, black power. The Stonewall Riot in 1969 marks the birth of the gay liberation movement. Gay liberation movement. So here B is the right answer here. The concept of intentional fallacy was proposed by William Wingate, then Clint Brooks, William Wingate and that is Clint Brooks and William Wingate and Monroe Beardsley, who has given the concepts of intentional fallacy. So the William Wingate and Monroe Beardsley, they have actually given the concepts like intentional fallacy and affective fallacy. Who has given intentional fallacy and affective fallacy? These are These are the fallacy that was these are the terms or concepts given by William Wingate and Monroe Beardsley. Whereas pathetic fallacy was given by whom? It is given by John Ruskin in his work Modern Painters. So this is the name of the book, Modern Painters. In this book, John Ruskin has given the concepts of pathetic fallacy, whereas affective fallacy and intentional fallacy, these are terms, these are phrases, these are concepts given by William Wingate and Monroe Beardsley, and they are actually new critic. They are all new critics. Okay. Next question. An eclogue is an essay on criticism, a drawing play, a short pastoral poem, a didactic novel. So here an eclogue is actually a short pastoral. Next question. The rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespeare has written total 154 sonnets. Okay. So what is the rhyme scheme of Shakespearean sonnets? A B A B B C B C C D C D E. That is wrong. A B A B, then C D C D, E A B A G G, A B C A B D. That is wrong also. A that is also wrong. So this one A B A B C D C D, E A B A G G. So this one here. Okay. Shakespearean sonnets ka rhyme scheme A B A B C D C D, E A B A G G. This one. So B is the right answer. Which Indian English novelist wrote the novel 5 Point Salmon? Arvind Adiga, R.K. Narayan, Chetan Bhagat, Vikram Seth. So 5 Point Salmon, this is the novel written by Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat has written this novel. Next question here. A Suitable Boy is a novel written by R.K. Narayan, Amitabh Ghosh, Arundhati Roy, Vikram Seth. A Suitable Boy is the novel written by Vikram Seth. And what is the first debut novel of Vikram Seth? This is the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate is another important, and this is the debut novel by Vikram Seth. So this is actually a verse novel, This is a verse novel, a novel in verse. So this is the first novel by Vikram Seth. A Suitable Boy is also written by Vikram Seth. Another important work of Vikram Seth is actually An Equal Music. An Equal Music is also another important work by Vikram Seth. Okay, let's hear. The author of Sea of Poppies. The author of Sea of Poppies is Arundhati Roy, Kiran Desai, Amitabh Ghosh, Chetan Bhagat. So Sea of Poppies is actually dealing with opium war. Is dealing with opium war. Okay, between China and India. First opium war dealing with China, India and China. Okay, India and China. Okay. So here, Sea of Poppies is actually a part of Ibis trilogy. It's a part of Ibis trilogy, and that trilogy was written by whom? Amitabh Ghosh. Amitabh Ghosh has written. Okay. So here, this is the second book of that. Okay. The first, the other two novels are actually River of Smoke, Okay, River of Smoke, and Flood of Fire, Flood of Fire. So these are three novels, okay, collectively known as Ibis trilogy: River of Smoke, Floods of Fire, and here the Sea of Poppies. These are the three novels collectively known as Ibis trilogy, and Sea of Poppies is still dealing with the first opium war versus India and China. Okay, written by Amitabh Ghosh. An epistolary novel is prose fiction presented as a sequence of letters intended to be read by a group of people, and then of epic dimension written in a figurative verse. So an epistolary novel is actually presented as a sequence of letters. This one. Next question: who wrote the novel Interpreter of Melodies? Jhumpa Lahiri, Arundhati Roy, Salman Rushdie, Vikram Seth. These are wrong options. Interpreter of Melodies actually collection of stories, okay, written by Jhumpa Lahiri. She has also written Unaccustomed Art. Okay, another three works. Okay, Unaccustomed Art. Okay, this is another important work by Jhumpa Lahiri. Whereas two novels of Jhumpa Lahiri are, that is, a Namesake and Lowland. Namesake and Lowland. These are, okay, the important two novels by Jhumpa Lahiri, Namesake and Lowland, and here the short stories Unaccustomed and the Interpreter of Melodies here. Okay, so these are four important works by Jhumpa Lahiri. Okay, Interpreter of Melodies is a book collection of 9 short stories with the American author of Indian origin Jhumpa Lahiri, that is the diaspora writer here. Okay, in 1999 it won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Got it? Next question: the distinction between synchronic and diachronic linguistics was posited by Ferdinand de Saussure, Claude Lévi-Strauss, Leonard Bloomfield, Roman Jakobson. So the distinction between synchronic and diachronic linguistics was posited by, it was given by Ferdinand de Saussure in his book Course in General Linguistics. That was published in, okay, it is 1916 में published हुआ था, ठीक है. Now what is synchronic? Synchronic is actually, okay, at a moment in time, okay, ठीक है, considered a language at a moment in a time. Okay, so at a moment in a time, that is at a moment, okay, at a moment in time, okay, that is, okay, without taking its history into account. Okay, at a moment time without taking its history into account. Whereas diachronic is actually, okay, that is considered the development and evolution of language through history over a period of time. That is over a period of time. Okay, over a period of time. Okay, so it is at the same moment, it is known as synchronic, whereas over a period of time, okay, this diachronic language. So these concepts are given by here Ferdinand de Saussure in Course in General Linguistics. It was published in 1960. Okay, which figure of speech is used in the sentence? The wind whispered through the trees. Onomatopoeia, hyperbole, personification, metaphor. So whispering, there is a whispered through the, this is actually personification. In the previous video I had overlooked this option. I had not seen that personification was there. Okay, so it was my mistake. So it would be actually personification. In the previous video I told that it is onomatopoeia, but it is not onomatopoeia, it is personification. Okay, The Country Without a Post Office is a collection of poetry composed by Meena Kandaswamy, Aga Sahid Ali, Meena Alexander, Basrat Peer. So here Aga Sahid Ali. Okay, Aga Sahid, the Kashmiri American poet. Here Aga Sahid Ali has written the country without a post office. Agar Sahedel is the right answer. The author of Dhyan Loka, Anandavardhana, Dandin, Bharata, Kalidas. Dhyan Loka was written by Anandavardhana. Here A is the right answer. Next question, the unconscious is structured like a language. Further in this also Carl Jung Lacan Chomsky. Unconscious is structured like a language was given by Jacques Lacan, psychoanalytic. Okay, the Silent Women is a play. This is actually a subtitle. This is the subtitle of the original. Okay, what? The Silent Women is a play by G.B. Shaw, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Bain Jonson. So Bain Jonson, and its original title is actually Epicoiny. Okay? Epicoiny, and here is the explanation that Epicoiny, the Silent Women, also known as Epicen, or is a comedy by Renaissance playwright Bain Jonson. The play is about a man named Dauphin who creates scheme, get his inheritance from his uncle Morose. The plan involves setting Morose up to marry Epicoiny, a boy disguised as a woman, silenced women. Okay, William Caxton set up a printing press in Westminster. Westminster is in England. In England, so that in England, for the first time, printing press came in 1476, 86, 96, 98. So 1476 is the right answer. Who among the following is not considered the university with John Lilly? Okay, Thomas Nash, Robert Greene, Thomas Hughes. So it is Thomas Hughes. I earlier mentioned, okay, even in the previous videos, that okay, there is a trick to remember. GNM course hota hai, GNM nursing course hota hai. Green, okay, Green, G stands for Green, N stands for Nash, M stands for Marlowe. So GNM, and there is another trick that Lilly ने लॉज पे जाके पीली. Okay, Lilly ने लॉज पे जाके, ठीक है, पीली. So Lilly, John Lilly, Thomas Loss, George P. So 3 plus 6, and another one, something Thomas Kidd is also. Thomas Kidd is also, okay, counted here. So Robert Greene, Thomas Nash, Christopher Marlowe, GNM. Then Lilly and Loss with Jackie Peel, John Lilly, Thomas Loss, George Peel, and sometimes Thomas Kidd is also, okay, counted here. So Thomas Heywood is the right answer. Is not considered as one of the university wits. Thomas Heywood is the right answer. Castle of Preservance is actually a morality play, comedy written by Ben Jonson, Gothic novel, mystery play. So Castle of Preservance is actually a morality play. Morality play is the Castle of Preservance. Now, what is mystery play? Mystery play क्या है? Mystery play I earlier mentioned that might be. That is mystery play. It deals with biblical themes. Okay, biblical themes. Okay, mystery play deals with biblical themes. Okay, miracle play क्या है? What is miracle? Miracle, that is my S. Okay, that is my S. So my S stands for sense. These are tricks to remember. Okay, miracle play deals with the lives of saints. Okay, so that is a saints. Miracle play. The first English practitioner of blank verse. William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, Earl of Surrey, Ben Jonson. So this is Earl of Surrey. Okay, Henry Ward, Earl of Surrey is the first practitioner of blank verse. C is the right answer. Match least one with least two characters and pledge. Viola is a character in 12th Night. Isabella is a character in Measure for Measure, whereas Portia is a character from Merchant of Venice, and Rosalind is a character from As You Like It. So here Viola, Isabella, that is B4 only one, B4 here, B4 this one, okay, B4 this one, and then you have Rosalind D3, okay, here D3, Rosalind D3, and C1 Portia, Merchant of Venice, this one, okay, and A2, that is Viola, here. Okay, so here B is the right answer. The English poet laureate from 1843 to 1850, William Wordsworth, Robert Sadi, Sir Walter Scott, Sir Lord Tennyson. So from 1843 to 1850 it was William Wordsworth. 1815 में कौन था? 1850 में आया है, उसके बाद वर्ड्सवर्थ के डेट के बाद लॉर्ड टेनिसन. ओके, टेनिसन आया, ठीक, एलिफेंट लॉर्ड टेनिसन, ठीक है, टेनिसन आया. एंड 1813 में कौन था? रॉबर्ट सादी. 1813 में रॉबर्ट सादी था, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Find out Chinua Achebe's African trilogy from the following. Things fall apart, A Man of the People, and It's the Law. Man of the People and It's the Arrow of God. That is wrong. A Man of the People is not. Things fall apart, no longer it is Arrow. Yeah. The first novel Things Fall Apart, the title has been taken from the Second Coming by William Butler Yeats. No longer it is, then Arrow of God. Here are three novels are known as African trilogy by Chinua Achebe. Excellent. The analogical creation of a new word. The analogical creation of a new word from an existing word, falsely assumed to be its derivative. It's called acronym, syncopation, back formation, meta-analysis. It is known as back formation. Author of Mask of Conquest. Okay. Gauri Viswanathan, Meenakshi Mukherjee, Ajaz Ahmed, Aurab Mukherjee. Okay. Mask of Conquest is written by Gauri Viswanathan. Parage, okay. Mask of Anarchy. Okay. Mask of Anarchy was written by PB Shelley. Okay, PB Shelley has written, okay, mask of anarchy, but it's mask of beauty. Okay, mask of beauty, mask of beauty, mask of beauty written by Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. Whereas, okay, mask of blackness. Okay, mask of blackness is also written by mask of blackness is also written by Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson has written here, okay, mask of beauty, mask of blackness, whereas mask of anarchy by Shelley, whereas mask of conquest by Gauri Viswanathan. Next question. The silent way of teaching is devised by Charles A. Curran, Caleb Gatigno, Georgi Rozanov, Michael Halliday. So silent way of teaching here, Caleb Gatigno. Okay, SC याद रखना, ठीक है. Caleb Gatigno has here has devised the silent way of teaching. Today's last question on your screen. Dash usually refers to teaching the English language to university students or people already in employment with reference to the particular vocabulary and skills they need. ESL, ESP, ESOL, English for specific purpose. English for specific purpose. It is a subset of the English as a second or foreign language. It is usually refers to teaching the English language to university students or people already in employment with reference to the particular vocabulary and skills they need. So these were all 30 questions. I hope you have liked the video. Thank you once again for watching the video.